First of all, I got to tell you how happy I am to be at the University of Memphis. Galen told you, I'm from the University of Missouri. I went to school there. But when you're a basketball coach and you say the University of Memphis, that means something in the world of basketball. And I also say this very genuinely because when you're at the University of Memphis and you graduated from the University of Missouri, you can say, "Go Tigers," with a great deal of enthusiasm. And for all you guys that want to talk a little football trash, I'm ready for you now. I haven't been able to do that for a lot of years, but right now I'm ready for anything you can throw at me right now. I've been at the University of Memphis since April 18th. I've had a lot of people say, "Well, Coach, how are you getting settled? How are you adjusting to Memphis?" And I'm a little taken aback by the question because I'm like, I'm great. They've got a concerned look on their face, and I don't quite know what it means yet. But I always say, okay, I've got a home, I've got furniture in it, I've got a Tennessee driver's license, I've been to Graceland, and raise your hand if you have been to Graceland, because I know many of you. Thank you. Thank you. I've been there. I've even got my own little Elvis t-shirt, so I'm settling in fine. A few things that I'm still adjusting to. Memphis has a thing about mixing ethnicities, particularly in foods. Barbecued spaghetti. Barbecued nachos. Those things to me are still odd. I am now learning, though, that the term hun, which I'm referred to very frequently, is a term of endearment. I get that. At the University of Memphis, we have a vision about where our women's basketball team is going. And we are very unapologetic about what our goals are. We will become the class of Conference USA. John has done that. We can most assuredly be that team. When we talk about becoming the class of Conference USA, that means a lot of things to us. But most often it means we win more than anybody else does over time. We get ourselves back to the NCAA tournament. And once we get there, we're good enough to advance. And those are pretty lofty goals for our program at this stage, but there is a tremendous amount of belief within our program, starting with myself, our assistant coaches, and our team, that those are very realistic goals for us. We expect to consistently compete for conference championships, and we break it down very definitively for our players. That means with 2 weeks to play, we are still in the race. So come February 15th, when there are 4 games left in our conference season, we want to be in a position to win it. We're not going to win it every year. Maybe we will. But statistics would say we're not going to win it every year. But we feel like if we're putting ourselves in a position to win it with 2 weeks to play, then we're going to consistently finish in the top 3 in our conference. We're going to consistently have an opportunity to go to postseason play. And those are the things that we talk a lot about with our team. We will be the hardest working team in our conference. We are working on that every day. That is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, but we will be that team. We will also be a team that the city of Memphis is proud of. From a behavioral standpoint and from an academic standpoint, we will be a team that does things the right way. And when you're in the world of college athletics, I think we have a lot of examples of a lot of programs that do it the right way, but some that don't do it the right way, and that will not be our team. We will be a team. When I use the term or the mantra, the class of Conference USA, I mean that to be all-encompassing. That will be who we become. We will also play a very disciplined style with a premium on effort, a premium on running transition, and a premium on rebounding. And most importantly, I hope what you'll see on the floor, and if any of you have heard me speak to this point, you will also hear me use the term hoop heads. Hoop heads is a term that I use when I talk about kids who love to play the game. They are passionate about the way they play the game. When they get onto the basketball floor, it is very obvious that they are hoop heads. These are kids that love to play the game. And my mother still asks me, why does this game do this to you? And I still can't answer the question. But I tell her, I'm just a grown-up hoop head. And that's all I know. And hopefully our team can embrace some of those characteristics and qualities and show you a team that very definitely is into winning and very committed to playing that style of play. We return 8 players from our team from last year. We have 3 seniors, 2 which are from Memphis. Paris Leonard went to Wooddale High School. Jessica Jackson went to Craigmont High School. We have a third player from Memphis by the name of Latoya Johnson, who is, Latoya Bullard, who is also from Craigmont High School here in Memphis. That is one thing that is very important to us as we rebuild our program. We talk a lot about rebuilding this program from the inside out, and that begins with players from Memphis and players from the state of Tennessee and certainly the surrounding areas. We might even dip down there into Mississippi and see if we can't take a player or two for those Ole Miss fans that are out there. Last year we finished in the middle of the pack of Conference USA. We've had a couple of transfers that became eligible at semester. We actually went 7-9 in our league schedule. We have most of those players back. Since I arrived in April, we have also signed 4 players. Now, for those of you that follow college basketball recruiting, particularly in the women's game, when you get the job in April, it's a little hard to recruit at that stage. Signing date has already passed, and really, the players that are left because there's something atypical in their situation. It could be a grade situation, it could be a behavioral situation, but sometimes there are genuinely situations that are atypical that are not negative. And we have recruited every atypical kid in America the last 4 months. Out of that atypical recruiting, we've got a junior college All-American who we think is going to be a pretty good player for us. We also got a young lady from the University of Georgia who was one of the top 30 players in the nation when she came out of high school a year ago. Spent her freshman season at the University of Georgia and then chose to relocate to another school. We're happy to have her services as well. We also recruited 2 prep school players. The NCAA has frowned on prep school players a little bit lately. We've got one of them eligible. We're still working to get the other one eligible. By no fault of their own, the NCAA has taken a stance against prep school players. But we're hoping that at least 2 of those players can be on the floor this year to help us improve upon that 7-9 finish of a year ago. We also have 3 commitments in the 2009 class. We have the first player who has decided to come to the University of Memphis from the Memphis area in 4 years. A young lady from Millington High School, and I can't tell you her name, but rules don't allow me to do that. But she's from Millington High School and played for the state runner-up team last year that lost to Central out of the Nashville area. But for the first time in 4 years, a Memphis area player has chosen to come to the University of Memphis. We also signed a kid out of East Tennessee, which people have told me East Tennessee will be the hardest place to sign players from. But we signed a player, very elite player, runner-up Miss Basketball a year ago, and we're expecting her to be a very good force for us also as a youngster. And then we went outside of the area and signed a point guard out of Springfield, Massachusetts that you are going to love watch playing. This kid is an absolute hoophead, and every time she steps foot on the floor, it's obvious. She can handle the ball like it's on a string. She runs transition. She can pass. She can score. And she's about 5'4", and she'll fool every one of you if she would walk in here into thinking she couldn't play, and the kid can absolutely play. So we're excited about those newcomers along with our returners. We will need to be an incredibly better defensive team than we were a year ago. Last year we gave up 75 points. This year our goal is going to be to give up about 62 because we think that's going to give us an opportunity to be successful. You'll also see us taking much better shots. That is important. Our shooting percentage needs to go up. The number of points that we allow needs to go down, and you will also see a team that I think will be a strong rebounding team.